Now, live from Studio 550, this is The McGraw Show on KTRS.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's out at Belle Reve. He's a friend of the show. He is a golf guru himself. Dan O'Neill from the St. Louis Post-Dispatch on KTRS Radio and STLtoday.com. Good morning, Dan O'Neill.
Hey, McGraw. How are you?
Good. You were supposed to Skype with us, but some technical difficulties, which I find fascinating. You have a laptop that doesn't have a camera on it.
Hey, I'm lucky to have a laptop that has a keyboard on it. No, I don't have a camera on it. And I do have an iPhone, but you're the first person, or Frank, your producer, there's the first person who ever has asked me to Skype. So I don't actually have the app on my phone. So
Well, and you tried to download it, but what happened?
Well, the problem with that is I go to download things on my phone about once a decade. So I can't ever remember my password and all that junk. And, we'd be better off with soup cans and a string, really.
Welcome to the 21st century, Dan O'Neill. We'll get you Skyping one of these days. All right. I think the story of the Senior PGA Championship so far has got to be Bobby Goss.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's a story. You don't want to shortchange Jay Delsing. He actually shot a little bit, or 2 strokes better than Bobby yesterday. But Bobby shot even par, which is a great start, and Jay Delsing was 2 under, which is even better. Or 1 under, I'm sorry. I'm confused. But anyway, they both played well, and they're both in the hunt a little bit for the championship, especially Delsing. He's a little closer.
Right.
So yeah, it was good to see some of the other guys struggle a little bit. I felt bad for Brian Fote, the Belle Reve pro. He kind of struggled and shot an 80, but the perspective on that is that the Champions Tour money leader Bernard Langer needed to birdie his final hole to shoot 79. So it happens.
Bobby Goss, he's the Tower T guy, right? I mean, he's how is he playing in this? Is he a true pro, or has he got a special exemption, or?
Yeah, no, Bobby actually, he is a Tower T pro. And in addition to, he's played quite a bit of tour golf. But,
okay.
He played his way into the championship at the Senior Club Pro National Championship last October. And he tied for 3rd. He had a heck of a tournament. And I think it's the top 35 from that tournament qualify into this. So both Bob Goss and J.C. Anderson, who's a local pro, played their way in. A few others got sponsors exemptions, such as Brian Fote, such as Jay Delsing, and Jerry Tucker, who is the former head pro here at Belle Reve, also is in the field on a sponsors exemption.
Dan O'Neill, how is the course set up? Would you call it fair? Is it hard? What are some of the members saying about the course?
Well, they've set it up. I think they've done a good job with that. I mean, it's challenging for sure. And the one thing about it at this time of year, with all the rain we've had in the past week, the rough is really, really thick. The grass is just really heavy in the rough. So that's certainly challenging. But the golf course is set up, I think, wisely, which is it's a challenge, but there's birdie opportunities out there. So I mean, they don't want this to be a Shinnecock U.S. Open. They want guys to have a chance to shoot some red numbers, and it's entertaining golf that way. I don't think people want to come out and see these guys struggle.
Right.
So it's good. They've got it set up good. That the greens, I think, are really, really good, and they're rolling at about, I think. Well, it's hard to. They were at about 10.5 or 11 when the tournament started, but we got some rain this afternoon. It probably slowed them down a little bit.
How are the crowds?
Well, that's a little hard for me to say because honestly, when you cover something like this, like I do, and you're responsible for the whole tournament, once the tournament starts, you kind of got to stay close to the media center because you got to keep track of everybody. You can't just focus on one group or one player. So,
yeah.
But I was out a little bit yesterday, and I thought they had some pretty good crowd here in the afternoon. It was a little slow in the morning, but it was a Thursday, and I thought by the afternoon I would have guessed they had in the neighborhood of maybe 4,000 or 5,000 people, and I think that's pretty good on a Thursday afternoon. And I think it thinned out when it started to rain a little bit, but we'll see. Today's an absolutely gorgeous day, and it's a Friday, so I would imagine the crowds are going to get bigger now and over the next 3 days.
It's a neat deal to have all these legends at Belle Reve and a chance to see them up close and personal. Dan O'Neill with the St. Louis Post-Dispatch. If you needed your iPhone password to get into the media center, what would happen?
I'd be in trouble, I guess. I'm not sure what would happen.
There's absolutely no chance.
I may have to go buy a gun and get my way in that way.
There's no chance of somebody hacking into Dan O'Neill's iPhone because he doesn't even know the password, ladies and gentlemen.
No, and I don't want to know it either.
Clearly. One of these days, Dan, we will get you Skyping with us.
We'll Skype next time, buddy.
You got it. Dan O'Neill, St. Louis Post-Dispatch, the golf guru covering the PGA Senior Championship for the paper. Dan, be safe. Have a good weekend.
Okay, McGraw. Hope to see you out here.
I'll be around. Thanks, Dan.